The adventurers continued through the old dwarven cave and stumbled upon a group of Duergar claiming the portal was sealed and that their business here was concluded. In listening over their conversation, Rek discovered a disease had spread throughout the Tsiuc region. Valphalin worried this was the same disease spoken of in the mirrored future. The party set out for Bunahver, but was accosted along the road by a horde of the waking dead. Welcome back to New Dalancia, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. I think it's time for a change of scenery. Let's go ahead and get started. Just right away. It didn't seem to bring everyone over yet. Maybe that's still pending. Oh, okay. There it is. Welcome back, everyone. I hope everyone's having a wonderful afternoon. We left off in the middle of combat, and it is there that we will continue. So let's get some appropriate music going.
There we go.
And we closed off on Rek Bloodstone's turn, which brings us to Valphalin, who is just going to make a couple of quick attacks against the zombie in front of him. Let's see. We have a hit. $10 damage. And another hit for 10 damage. Oh, it was really? Yeah, it was 10 damage 2 times. One moment while I update that. All right, moving right along, we have Ian Fear. You're up.
All right, well, I mean, I'm going to start by, where's my thing there we go. Bring myself a little bit closer to the group now. Since everyone seemed to be trying to get away from Tess, I'm going to move closer to her. And then I'm going to go ahead and use 2 of the remaining 3 meteors to cover this area. Well, hang on. That's selected tokens. Let's see.
It'll be the ruler one just underneath it.
Yeah. Nope, that's not what I'm trying to do. This one. No. Oh, wow, it's not even.
Let me clear that off real quick.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do this right here.
Move this right here.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Oh, actually, no. Yeah, I'll aim it for this zombie. And then the 2 meteors. Here in a sec.
Okay, so we've got a... No, I did the wrong one. So it's going to be about here. Looks like.
Yeah. And then let me see if I can just get the roll. Okay. That's going to be probably... No. Okay, so it's 2 of them, so I roll... That's 1. And then 2.
Right,
Each of
so
them
for
will
this,
have-
to
each
roll
of
a
them, I believe, have
dexterity,
to make... Yeah.
or a dexterity save, right? All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hit. those dice. What was your spell save DC again?
15.
15. So out of the 5, we have one who actually passed. It looks like the center one passed. So everyone else will be taking 6 damage and then 12 damage. All right, one moment while I calculate. And then everyone who passed takes half damage, correct?
Yes. Oh, hang on. Ignore that roll. Half damage, yes.
Okay. All right, we've got 2 Constitution saves coming right now. A 16. That does not pass for him. That one dies. Drop that one down. And one more Constitution save. That one actually passed. He is still standing. Wow.
And then, Ian will sort of use his elbow to nudge Tess and say, "See, this is the importance of showering. Otherwise, I'll have to shower for you yourself."
Tess tilts her head. Showering. Tess has heard of bathing. What is showering?
It's bathing, but with water coming down.
Oh, like the
Sort of like that.
rain. Oh, and then she kind of declares in excitement, Tess is taking her first shower.
And then I'll pass the turn.
All right. That brings us to the zombies' turn. All of the zombies who are currently feared continue to run far away as possible. The 4 that were feared happen to get away. The others start to come back into the fray. Go ahead and move up. Move up. Move. Oh, that one's dead. All right. Wreck, you have 3 incoming attacks. Val's going to have 2.
All right.
Let's see. Ah, there it is. 3 attacks incoming on Wreck. One is a 23,
That will hit.
a 19,
That will hit as well.
and an 8.
That give that one with 8 an advantage because I was recklessly attacking.
Ah, okay. 21.
That will hit as well.
Oh, wow. All right, 3.
I'm raging. I'm not worried about it.
This is bludgeoning damage
Mhm.
Incoming. So we have 5, 6, and 5.
Okay. Take half of those.
All right, we have 2 attacks incoming. Phelan. I have a 12. See that one? Plus 3 is 21. Well, Phelan. Neither of those hit. All right, those 3 zombies slam into you. Three of them slam into you. Not dealing somewhat. Seems minimal damage. The other zombies continue to move in closer. It's that first player. I'm not going to skip it this time. Tess, you're up.
Okay, so question real quick. I can't see anyone's health bars, and as a healer, I feel like that's kind of important. Where do you think I can check for that?
Ooh, that's interesting. We're not really using the in-game health system. Let me see.
So if I right-click my token, I think I can input the value.
Yeah, we can do that. Currently, Ian Fear is the only one that is. I don't want to say he's like cut up or anything like that because he hasn't taken combat damage. He took damage from that fall into the pit earlier.
Just some feedback. I would really like some kind of like visual representation on that because it's hard to be like, I don't want to be asking people what's your health at, you know, and I don't want to be wasting my spell slots on that. So if we can find some kind of way to do that, to better report on everyone's health, that would probably help me a lot.
I'm looking into it now. Do you want to cut to BRB?
No, since it doesn't seem like anyone's really struggling hardcore, Tess is going to go ahead. She had to break concentration, so we're going to go ahead and cast Shield of Faith on Rek again. Yes. And this should add a +2 bonus to AC for the duration while she's concentrating up to 10 minutes.
All right, Shield of Faith is up. All right, that brings us over to Cyrene. Oh yeah, I guess Rek was also missing health, right?
Yeah, because like Rek is getting attacked over there, and it's like it's really hard for me to tell on my side. Like as a healer, I feel like it's kind of really important for me to know the numbers on this so people don't end up dying.
I'm updating everything right now. Let me see if I can get those. Yeah, I'm still working on getting those bars on the screen. I don't know why they're not showing. They should be showing.
It might be a refresh situation. Let's cut to BRB while we try to figure this out. BRB.
Fixed. All right.
Thank you, wonderful DM.
Let's move on. Next turn is Cyrene.
All right, so Cyrene is just going to move up, and then on the two guys directly in front of her, she's going to do an acid splash. Let me try to get that here. I think that did it.
All right, so we got a 6 damage. What are your target or targets?
The two directly in front of me, so the one in front of me and then the one to his right.
Okay. One moment. Where does this happen? So your spell save DC. What is your spell save? Because I think I have to roll. Let me see. You hurl a bubble of acid. Choose one or two creatures. You choose two. They must be within 5 feet of each other. Target must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 damage. The spell's damage increases by 1d6 when you reach 5th level, which is why it's 2d6. Okay. All right. What's your spell save DC? Save DC
16.
is at the very top. There we go. All right. So zombies rolling dexterity saves. Rolls a 12 and fails. The other rolls a 4 and also fails. So 6 damage to each of them. All right. Whoops. Constitution saving throw for the first. That is a Constitution saving throw for the second. Also a pass. Both of them drop to 1 hit point.
Awesome.
And does that end your turn?
Yes, sir.
Wreck Bloodstone, you're up next.
As Rek laughs off the meager attacks by these zombies and continues to attack recklessly, he will smash the first zombie in front of Cyrene with a two-handed swing. Let's see, he gets advantage on that. So, all right, 26 to hit.
26 is a hit.
Okay, it'd be 8 damage.
8 damage, zombie. That is a pass. He takes the blow and seems to just stand right back up.
And I will take my second attack on him. This one does not have advantage, but it is a 27.
That is a hit.
And 6 damage.
Zombie.
I just continue to wail on it.
Go off.
That one dies.
Why won't this stinky bastard stay dead? And then that is, he'll turn to face the next one and pass turn.
Excellent. Right, Val Phelan. Val Phelan. What do you have? do here. See. Valphalen's going to go ahead and burn his action surge and make 4 attacks. We have 1. That one is a hit. We have a 12 zombie. Totally eats that hit. Man, what is up? What is up with these guys? You guys are just so robust. All right, Valphalen making a second attack with his one-handed longsword. Rolls a 15. That is also a hit. Damage is only a 7, but that is still enough to put this zombie rolling his undead fortitude. And he finally fails that thing. He is dead. Another one down. All right, 2 more attacks from Valphalan. Let me go after this one that's health. $13 damage on him. Whoop. We're gonna make another long swords. It's most definitely a hit. For 8 damage. Puts him at 1 hit point at death's door, where he'll probably remain for the rest of time. Total of 21 damage to that zone. All right, that brings us over to Ian Fear. You're up next.
All right, so Ian Fear is going to shout a warning to Rex, say, "Sorry, this might sting a bit," and he's going to send the last meteor to the zombie here.
Which one?
It should be the one that's to the. If I'm looking down on the map, it's looking like to the right. It's sort of. Let me see if it's not selecting it. This one.
So you would like to place your meteor
So it lands on him, but then it's going to
here?
hit. Yeah.
All right. You realize this will hit Wreck as well.
Yeah, that's why I was shouting the warning to him, but
Is this a dexterity save?
That
Yeah.
will be a dexterity save, yeah.
and,
I have advantage on it.
Ah, cool. Ian Fear, is this a level 1?
So the
spell?
thing is this is the when I cast the spell, it produced 6 meteors, and so as a bonus action on my turns, I could send them, but like this is also a concentration spell. So,
Okay.
So this
okay.
is me as a bonus action sending my last meteor, essentially.
Last meteor. All right, dexterity checks for Wreck. Let's go ahead and open with you, Wreck. This will be advantage, so you can go ahead and roll that thing twice.
14.
14 is a fail.
That actually does not beat his spell save DC. So you will be taking the full 8 damage from this.
Okay.
All right. Let me go ahead and calculate that real quick here. All right, that's updated in the editor or in Foundry. So let me see. Dex. 4 dexterity saves. Zombie. That's a fail. That one's a pass. That one's a pass. 3 of them passed. However, 8 damage is actually enough to... Okay, 4 Constitution saves coming right now. Pass. Fail. Pass. Pass. Whoops, didn't mean to roll that last one. All right, so we have one more zombie down.
All right. Now, since these were bonus actions, and now I no longer have any meteors, am I now free to do a regular action?
That is correct.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and cast Chaos Bolt. Okay, why did it not do it on here? Let's try that again. Nope, it's still not showing it on here.
Oh, you're trying to link the spell?
Well, I was trying to actually, in the D&D Beyond, click it so that it should cast the spell.
Oh, interesting. And that's not working? Let me go ahead and check it out in the spell book here.
Maybe I'm not seeing it in the chat thing. Normally, if I would cast it, it would actually tick off one of the things from the spell slot.
I see. Let me see. All right. First step here, Ianfear, go ahead and roll a standard 1d8. You can do that with the little dice icon in the lower left corner. This will determine the type of damage.
Well, it's I don't know if it's actually 2d8 because I'm a
Yes, but the determining the damage type is just 1d8. There are 8 types of
It's-
damage this can possibly be.
well, see, I choose the reason why is because I roll 2 and then I choose which one.
Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I see that now. Let me see. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 plus 1d6 damage.
I wonder if
Interesting.
this is still. I wonder if this is tied in with why we were having some trouble with getting the spell put into the thing earlier.
Let me me
I
see
think
if-
I can also do it with clicking up my character sheet too. So
Oh. That's how you do it. Okay, so when you click on cast on Chaos Bolt, it changes the effect over on the left. And then you click on that and it does I think you like right click on it, try right clicking on it and see if it'll let you select the damage type. I'm gonna go ahead and refund that slot so you can do it again.
well, actually now I can do that right. No, so I was doing it through the D&D Beyond, and normally that's why I was like, but
Yes,
let me try.
that's where I just did that. That's what I was talking about. So if you click cast in D&D Beyond next to Chaos Bolt, then it changes the effect, the little thing, and like I think you can right click on that and then click roll, something like that.
Okay. All right. Oh, I bet it's this.
Now let's give that a try.
But the thing is that this is supposed. That's the damage though, because it's supposed to be an attack. Oh, that's what it is.
What's that?
I'm dumb.
Oh, you're rolling with the +7 thing.
No, yeah. Well, here, let me show you. Or maybe it's. Yeah, that's weird. It's not even letting me.
I got you, man.
There we go. There we
Oh,
go.
there's your 2-hit. Yeah.
And I'm spending a sort. The thing is I'm also spending a sorcery point as part of my skills to basically let me choose 2 targets when I could only choose one if I can. Well, if I can only choose one normally.
Okay.
So I'm gonna choose this target and this target,
I saw that. Yes. Okay.
and that's a
And
12 to hit.
12 to hit, and those are both hits.
And then they deal. Okay. Oh right. Hang on. Actions. 5 and 1 would be.
6.
Well, also the damage type.
Ah, yes.
Lightning, acid. Let's do lightning damage. We're in a storm. Why not?
All right. Lightning damage it is.
And then let me take off.
Contract from the first zombie is a pass. Contract from the second zombie, also a pass. In fear,
Wow.
lightning
Oh.
shoots
Yeah.
forth from your hands and totally nails these 2 zombies, but they seem to just keep on going. We're moving back up to the zombies now. Let's get some of those attack rolls rolling. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Rek, you've got an attack incoming at you. That is a 6. I believe that's a miss.
Yeah.
All right, we have 3 attacks incoming at Val. First one, 20, miss. Second one, 13 is a miss. And third one, 20 is also a miss. All 3 zombies fling themselves at you guys, and they all, I think you've come to expect this from them at this point, and you just want this to end.
Hey, DM.
What's up?
Give that one zombie advantage because I attacked recklessly last turn.
Understood. Rolling another attack for him. The first hit. It was a 7.
Okay, still a miss. Fine.
We've got one more zombie incoming on Val. That is a 9 and another miss. All right, that brings us to Tess. You are up once again.
All right. She's going to break her concentration from Rek to cast. Ooh, 1 second. Let me see what level I should cast this as. An additional creature. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. All 4 of them. Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and remove the corpses from the scene just to make things a little bit easier to manage.
Going to copy and paste this, which I'm going to use this chat here. So she casts Bane at a second level, essentially.
So cool. Up to 3 creatures of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving
Or
throws.
in this
Whenever
case, because it's a second level spell. But yes.
Ah, okay. Whenever a target that fails this saving throw makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw. Awesome. All right.
So we're going in for a debuff for all 4 of these dudes here.
So that's a charisma saving throws for all 4?
Yes.
All right. We have an 11. A crit. A 17 for him. A -2. And an 11. DC on this is your spell save DC.
My spell save DC is 13.
13. Only 1 was able to pass. All right. So let me go ahead and put some. Let me see. Say,
So now those 3 dudes have to roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw the next time they do their thing.
Oh, would that include their Constitution thing?
that does include their Constitution saving throw. Yes. Yes, it does. That will very much help with dispatching these guys. Cyrene, you are up next. Well played. Very well played. Good strategy there.
E.
All right, so Cyrene is just going to move up a little bit further and just attack the guy right next to her. Hopefully this will kill him. Let me... Another 6, getting a lot of 6s today.
All right. Dexterity saving throw from that guy. That is a 0. He fails it. Constitution saving throw, -4. That is a fail. He is dead.
Nice. Cool. That's Cyrene's turn.
By the way, just so you know, you can actually cast Acid Splash from some distance away. It doesn't have to be a...
Oh yeah, I know. I just like to get right on him. Move forward.
That brings us to a Wreck Bloodstone. Wreck? Let's wreck these guys.
Wreck will continue to recklessly swing his warhammer into these guys, starting with the guy directly next to him. So, nice overhand chop. Oh, that's terrible. I'm taking the advantage. Oh, that's one better. 11.
That's actually a hit.
Wow. Okay.
Zombies do not have very good armor.
Then 12 damage.
12 damage. Here comes that Constitution save from the zombie who rolls a 22. Still surviving the onslaught.
All right.
Wow, even minus the 4 too.
I'm swinging the hammer around and gonna hit him again.
Actually, he was the one that did not. He's the one that
Oh
passed.
yeah, that's right.
He's the one that passed. 9 actually is a hit. Still.
No, that was a 1, so it's a 9.
Oh,
so it's
okay.
critical miss.
Seeing that critical miss. Understood. All right, Rex. So, yeah, you just hammer into that zombie, and somehow he is still standing. This is just the worst thing you've ever seen.
I hate you! And then pass turn.
Val Phelan. Another swing against this zombie, a hit, and here comes that damage. Whoop, that was not the correct person. Hold on. Not the correct person. Still a hit. Damage incoming, 11. All right. Oh, he totally failed that. Zombie down, finally. Oh, geez. Just the worst. He had some incredible fortitude. Well, we're gonna have to let Tess give him a name, I suppose. All right, here we go. Another attack from Val Phelan. That definitely is a hit, and we have 13 damage. 13 damage. Zombie is rolling. Oh, and it's a fail as well with the -4. That zombie dies, which leaves just one left on the field. And the turn goes to Ian Fear. You're up.
Yeah, okay, so instead of wasting something big, I'm just gonna pull out my my crossbow and yeah, I'm gonna shoot at the zombie.
Oh, that is most definitely a hit.
That's gonna be
26 on that roll. And 11 for the damage. Zombie with the -4 applied by Tess rolls. Fail. That zombie dies. After your arrow strikes the zombie, the battlefield grows quiet. You all look around, and among the 20 corpses, you begin to feel this feeling of dread as you look yonder up the road at the broken down wagon, and the several bodies laying around it.
Um, I don't see their bodies on the map anymore, but Tess is pretty much just gonna walk around and examine the zombie bodies.
Yeah, zombies. Zombies. I pulled them off the map just for simplicity's sake. The so you were eyeing a particular zombie previously who was dressed in a little bit fancier dress and had this uh, had a pendant strung about its neck. In this case, this is a pendant that you very well recognize, and this is the symbol of House Godbury.
Is that symbol removable from the body? Like, is it? Okay.
Oh yeah.
Tess is gonna go ahead and pull it off and turn around to everybody and present it and say, this one in particular here is House Godbury, and she holds it up.
Oh. Oh dear. We might want to check to see if that's someone we know very well.
Gonna go ahead and add that to your inventory right now.
Okay.
Be House Godbury pendant. So that should be available. Yep. Cool. This bodes ill, says Valphalin.
Perhaps we should go check the wagon up ahead, Tess says a little nervously to everyone.
I, for one, have had my fill of death for one day. I will remain here, if it pleases. He sort of paces off to one side. He kind of examines some of the corpses. Starts to examine some of the corpses that are laying about. Go ahead and move up. We'll go ahead and allow free action at this point, so you guys can go ahead and move your characters around as you see fit. No need for turns or anything like that.
Tess is going to approach the wagon, and I'm going to go ahead and roll for investigation to see if she can tell what happened here. Rip. These definitely all look like dead people.
Ooh.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
This would be. Oh, well, I mean, I guess I'm gonna give it a shot.
And Cyrene wants to investigate the dead people.
The dead people.
All right, we've got an investigation check from Ian Fear. Ian Fear, what are you investigating precisely?
I'm checking to see if basically if these were from Bunahver, if these were representatives from House Godbury.
So going through the cart, you actually do find a missive that details the contents of its cargo. This looks like it was this looks like it was actually essentially they were hauling supplies and some other mercantile stuff like that to Staskar, actually, from Bunahver. So you can confirm that this wagon did come from Bunahver. Cyrene, you're examining the bodies. On the one at the northeast, you are able to find a contract so this guy looks like he might have been some kind of mercenary who was hired to guard this caravan.
Okay, I want to take that and bring that over to Tess, since she is the holder of important things.
Tess will take the document and kind of examine it closely.
Reading over the paper, it actually cites that there were two of these people. It was like a company essentially that was hired to guard the wagon as it made its way to Staskar. Essentially, they were to protect the wagon and its driver, who you can only assume is the other person that's laying down there that was otherwise unarmed. And yeah, their contract actually expired when they arrived at Staskar, but it looks like that contract will never be fulfilled.
Is there a name on the contract from Bunahver, from where the contract came from?
Yes, one Museric Darksail.
Tess kind of whispers to herself, Museric Darksail. Sounds like a boat name. She'll kind of go ahead and pocket the scroll for now. And, we're just gonna move up. So I'm assuming that Bunahver is north, right? Along this
Bunahver is north.
road, okay. And they were heading to Staskar. She's going to check the goods on the wagon. Is there anything of extreme importance in there?
You find, searching through the wagon, basically you find everything that Ian Fear has already noted on the documentation that he found. This is a lot of like ore, and there are some various tools and cloth. There are like this all looks like it is it's important, but nothing that you can immediately use, like no weapons, no armor, no like food or anything like that.
Tess feels an importance to return these items to Bunahver, to this Mosric Darksail who apparently signed this contract. Is it possible for her to try and like drag the wagon or a piece of the wagon back that has everything in it, just so that it's not robbed if it's left out in the middle of the road? What is that noise? What is that?
Sounds like chewing.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, I think that was me. I thought it was on silent.
My
bad.
You're good.
Well, taking a look at everything, there actually there's only so much in the wagon. You could probably, between the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of you, carry everything.
Back to Bunahver.
It's not a very long trip from here.
Okay.
You'd probably make it in less than a day.
Okay. Before I continue, does anyone else have any actions here? I don't want to hog all the space.
Rek will go retrieve his spear, look through the bodies. Based on what they said, he's looking to see if he recognizes anybody. Otherwise, he's gonna flip them over, look for anything outstanding that he can take.
Looking over the bodies of the zombies, and as you're kind of rifling through them, you notice that their clothes are kind of tattered. Many of them seem to have, other than the obvious, combat abrasions that they have just collected, many of them seem to have various bite wounds and things of that nature. The clothing on the majority of them betray that many of these zombies seem like they were just common folk, not connected to any sort of military or anything like that. As none of them have any kind of armor or any weapons of note. Although you are able to scavenge up, say, let me see. I'm gonna go with 2d10 in gold. Rek, you find 15 gold among all of the corpses laid out.
All right. Well, after that, I'll start piling the bodies to the side of the road. They're not going to burn in the rain, but we can at least set them aside. Clear the road.
I will aid you, says Valphalin, and he begins hoisting bodies up, 2, 3 at a time over his shoulder and piling them into a big pile on the side of the road. As you continue to work, Valphalin, his face looks very grim. His eyes shift and sort of maintain a sort of distracted, guise, really.
Yeah, right there.
I pray that all in Bunahver are safe, but somehow I have my doubts. So, Tessa, are you wanting to start carrying all of this stuff back to Bunahver?
Yeah, she was going to kind of report back to this like center area and call everyone over real quick to go over what she read in this contract.
The bodies moved off to the side of the road. Everybody sort of gathers. Do you?
Looking at this contract, she says, Tess doesn't want to keep the paper out in the rain to have a shower. And she turns and looks at you in fear. So she tucks away the contract and she says, this wagon was on its way from Bunahver to, what's the name of the town again? Staskar. On its way to Staskar. One of the names is Masaryk Darksail. Tess thinks we should carry these items back, possibly talk to them about this.
That name is familiar. Dark.
Tess thinks it sounds like the name of a ship. Doesn't sound like the name of a person.
At any rate, I will assist you. Show me what to carry.
Tess just kind of points to the wagon and says, Tess thinks between all of us we should be able to carry. Maybe except for Cyrene.
Well, there are some scrolls that she could probably handle. Cloth and things like that that are a little bit more lightweight.
So she'll make her way
Cyrene
back over
takes
to the wagon.
Like, a little bag and like it just drags on the floor behind her while she like flaps her little wings.
All right. Rek, are you also helping carry?
At this point, Rek is still loaded down with all the bags from the gear we took from the underworld. I mean, I can help more if we let's make a makeshift drag. I can drag more than I can carry at this point.
I can assist with that. Looking around the materials here, you're able to kind of get enough cloth together to something to where you can drag this. Yeah, okay. So you're able to get as much as you need to drag everything. Valphalin sort of gets carries the big chest of ore. It's very heavy, but kind of slings it over his shoulder and uses both hands to sort of carry it. Actually, it's sort of dwarfed in size as soon as you see this huge dragonborn up this chest. His face, his eyes still shift, wander. He seems distracted. Everybody takes some gear from the wagon and collectively are able to get everything. Um, Tess, or actually, yeah, you know what? That's it. You guys just collect everything from the wagon, and is that it? Any other business here? Anyone?
I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right,
Yeah,
one
I'm ready.
moment. One. All right. I think we good. Yeah. Okay. All right. So you guys march along the road, moving north, and before long, uh, and this is mostly for you, Rec. You come upon the wall of this, or the huge wall of this city. Um, this is probably a place that you have uh, maybe passed by or even been to at some point during your travels with your tribe. Let's actually go ahead and activate that map. The city of Bunahver, although this is a little bit rotated. Or no, it's not. I'm sorry. So you guys come up on the east gate. West gate. Sorry, it's West gate. It's literally called West gate. um, and as you do, Ian Fear, Cyrene, and Tess, a very familiar robed figure leaning on a staff, sort of hoddles toward you. And as he approaches, you once again notice the sort of dead looking face. So he's a very gaunt and very bony face. And over his face, he wears a mask. Sort of hoddles up to you. He stops at you, Ian Fear. He says, you lot again. Welcome back. It's good to have you. And all of those pleasantries, he sort of whips his hands about.
What's been going on?
Have you not heard?
We were with the expedition, and then we got lost through uh, someplace we can't even really describe.
Hmm. Well, then you've not heard of the disease that spread through Tsiuc and Bunahver alike.
No, we hadn't even heard word of what happened with the expedition.
As you look around, you notice that the guards at the gate are also wearing similar masks. The robed man sort of reaches in to the folds of his robe, and he pulls out several masks and hands them to you. If you're not already infected yourself, you'll need these.
Yeah, I guess I will take one and pass them around to the others.
Bunahver is a pitiful sight at best right now.
Well, we do have some business. We came across supplies that were bound to Staskar that were unfortunately overrun. But we did manage to at least secure what we could find and bring them back here.
I see. If you'd like, I can see that they'll get back to the proper authorities. He gestures, and a couple of the guards come over and they begin to collect the merchandise. Now, do you have the cargo missive?
I believe so. Yes, let me pull that out.
May I see it? He outstretches a bony and, well, a bony and very cold-looking hand.
I was AFK feeding the dog. Who's this?
A man in a red robe with a gaunt face
Man in a red robe.
and a temperamental attitude. You remember him from the
Oh,
caravan.
that's Healthiest. Right? Pretty sure it is. Okay.
Do you hand him the missive?
Yeah. Yeah, I'll hand him the missive.
He opens it up. Ah, the blacksmith. This is going to be difficult to get another card out that way. Well, let us not meander. Let us not stand about. Let's meander inside. And it's getting late. I assume that you lot would like to put in at the inn. So why don't we head there?
Yes, Tess could use a drink.
As could I. Ian Fierce, so you now have these 5 masks. Are you going to distribute them among the party?
Yeah.
Ian Fear hands you a mask. The robed figure to put them on because there's a disease that is
Oh.
spreading across the entire continent.
What about Cyrene?
Should we be worried about how close we are to each other? Do we have to have some kind of distance, you might say, socially from each other?
Well, there are not very many people here, but I assume you'd want to keep separated from the sick. What were you saying, Cyrene?
How's she gonna wear a mask?
Can can there be like a little Cyrene mask, or does she have to just like take a piece of cloth,
You can probably wrap the thing around your face.
the whole face?
She just looks like a floating mask.
You could probably wear it kind of like a scarf where you like tie it in the back or something.
Oh, like one of those gator things. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Got it.
Come.
Tess puts her
Let's-
mask on, wraps it around her horns to make sure it's nice and secure.
Come, let us speak of the disease as we walk. As you go through the gate, you notice that Healthiest kind of takes his his more magical looking artifacts and purposefully tucks them away. He looks at Cyrene. He says, "You may want to conceal yourself."
Got it. So she just looks over at Tess and she's like, "Hood time."
Tess nods her head and says, "Hood time," and she pulls her hood up and offers Cyrene a nice warm spot inside.
Okay. She like flies in, nestles in all soft.
And you, half-elf, you may want to cover your ears. Say again? Ian Fear?
Understood.
Ah, okay. As you start to walk through town toward along the main road through Westgate, which is the number 2 on the map that you see before you. You guys can all see the map, correct?
Aye.
Okay. As you guys proceed through number 2 here, there actually are very few people out. Unlike the past times that you've been to Bunahver, where the cities were kind of rife with people and, there was a lot of bustle. The place seems like kind of a ghost town. There are only 1 or 2 people out, and as you walk by, they stare at you as though you're some foreign beings. You continue down the road. Healthius explains. The people, well, how to say this? They've learned that the disease is of a magical nature. We tried to keep it concealed, but it's such a widespread thing. Someone released this information to the public, and magic users such as myself are being seen as a threat.
Being familiar with a situation like this, Tess sighs and says, Tess is so sorry to hear about this.
Oh, it is not the first time that I've had to live in secrecy, so... But for you, I imagine, it's not as common. This may be the world that we live in now. Unless we can find a way to fix this. Oh, and I was to give you a message, but I think I'll leave that to my superiors. Report to the inn, get yourself a good night's rest, and we will meet you at the castle in the morning. The sun starts to fade over the horizon, and becomes you guys make your way through the streets and find yourself once again at the bar, but this time it's different. You recall that the last time you were here, this place was under construction. I just need a moment to set everything up. This will take just a moment. The streets are dark. Let's see. You get a marching order for you guys?
As soon as Tess sees that inn door up ahead, she's going to run in, like, fucking first if she can.
Yeah, I imagine I would be falling right behind Tess.
It's dark out, and the front of the inn is not as lit up as it once was, but the door to the establishment is still still open. You find, and there is light from coming from inside. A path now stretches, a obviously man-made path now stretches around to the east and around the back, although it is too dark currently to see where it leads. The door to the inn in front of you, Tess grabs the handle and opens it up. So worked. That's so cool.
Tess is gonna go ahead and step inside. Does it seem like it's really busy?
Actually, it seems pretty dead at the moment. There are tables and candles lit as though they're expecting people, but looks as though no one has come.
Okay. As Tess enters the tavern, she's going to wave her hand and, as charismatically as possible, say, "Good evening."
As you do that, you start to hear footsteps coming from in front of you, and a very familiar face appears from a nearby trap door. She approaches the counter bar and leans over and says, "What can I?" and stops mid sentence as she realizes who she's speaking to. Ian Fear.
Oh, is that Ian Fear's old lady?
This is a person you recognize quite fondly. Heh.
Well, hello there. It has been
Where
some
have you
time.
been? Yeah, everyone has been waiting for you to return.
We had some difficulties during the expedition, and somehow, some way, we got stuck somewhere and cut off from everyone else.
I see. Never fancied a life of adventure.
Well,
Fail.
certainly is
Fail.
never boring, but it is. It's good to see a familiar face.
Indeed. It's good to see you too. Now Phelan makes his way inside. He actually marches straight up to the bar and takes a seat.
Tess
Yeah.
follows suits with that, actually, and she kind of squeezes, and she's like, "Fail! Tess needs to tell you what all we've been through."
Well, I would love to hear the story. She has a. You notice that she has a mask over her face as well. And please do not take any offense from this, but are any of you infected?
We never even heard of anything about an infection going on. So by the time we've come back, we were given these masks.
Then you
So
must not even have been in Tsiuc then.
no.
Rek, are you going to come inside?
Rex steps in kind of looking around. He seems a little distracted about being in here.
Right.
He steps over to the rest of the group. I've got all this junk we've been carrying around. I would like to offload it if we can do that later.
Oh yes, Fail. Do you mind if we leave some of our stuff behind your counter?
Absolutely. I can bring it below and store it safely.
This will at least allow us to get some rest and some good drinks in.
So I'm going to go ahead and open up a pad here. If you want to maybe send me a chat message with all the things you're going to leave behind.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Okay, I'm going to put that here. Actually, put that in the wrong section.
Oh yeah, we'll go ahead and leave the armor behind.
Okay. I just need a list of the precise items that you want to leave behind here.
Oh, I'm not even sure what I picked up from the wagon.
Well, you can go through your inventory. Okay. Do you guys need a minute to compose those lists, or
Yeah,
would you rather
probably.
continue? Okay. Do you want to cut to BRB for this?
Sure.
All right. As you guys pile everything onto the counter, she sort of divvies everything up, takes a quick note of everything, and disappears into the. Did she vanish on your screen? I'm just curious. Awesome. This is so cool. She vanishes into the cellar for a few minutes. Well, at least we know that one person we know from here is safe, or two, rather, with Healthius.
Tess still wonders about this Mosric Darksail. Val, how do you think you know him?
Is he not the blacksmith?
Oh, Tess is bad with
he?
names.
Hmm.
But
Well-
it just seems concerning that, I mean, if this was a package, although it had the crest from House Godbury, who would still be around him would, what happened to the famed adventurer.
Hmm. It's a good question. Suddenly, the door swings open, and a figure steps inside. Wearing full plate mail and donning a shield with a holy crest. The humanoid approaches. A very familiar one at that. You're back. I heard you were here.
Tess turns around. Is that Antharius?
Buried in his beard somewhere, there is a mask. You see that his beard has actually gotten long and sort of uncouth. It sort of frays out behind his beard.
Oh, Antharius, hopefully it rains soon so you can shower.
Inferior will raise a hand and say, "Hail, Antarius."
Oh, friends. As he approaches, you actually notice that he has bags under his eyes, and his eyes kind of look very glazed, and he sort of walks with a bit of a wobble as if he's weak. I have not slept in many nights. It has been difficult to keep up with the pace, eons of the disease. I'm sure you've heard, but should you find yourself with further questions, please let me know. Where did the portal lead, after all?
What who appeared to be hell?
Well, it
His
certainly
eyes
felt
widen.
like hell.
His eyes widen, and he and for what reason did you go to hell?
Tess scratches the back of her head and kind of smiles and says, Tess felt the need to go through the portal. It was very difficult. So many devils. And we ended up finding Rek. And she points over to Rek, and then she says, by the way, Rek, this is our friend Antarius.
Greetings, friend.
Hey, how you doing? He reaches out and vigorously shakes his arm if he can reach it.
Oh yeah, you can reach it. He looks over. He kind of looks you over for a moment. You come from the tribes, if I'm not mistaken, by the pelt that you wear.
I do. You got any word? I've been separated from them for a while now.
Not for Not for some time. It's been a few days. That actually strikes you as odd, Rek, because you guys were quite a bit north from here.
How long were we gone? Rex looking around at the rest of the group.
That is a good question.
Oh, it's at least been 2 weeks.
Oh, how time flies when you're in hell.
While you were gone, we started back from Bunahver and had made it about a quarter of the way before we received a scout who told us, excuse me, who told us that that the disease had begun to spread throughout Bunahver, but from your account, we should have been the carriers of said disease. But this time, we were not. It seems. I wanted to go after you. And so I took a cart and several of our men and returned. Returned to Dentherum, where I attempted to locate you, but alas, the portal was shut and I had no way through. With one last idea, one last thought, I and a few of the other men went and grabbed up the mirror, the one from before, and we brought it here. It is lie dormant, and we've locked it in the dungeon. And but nothing seems to have happened since we've brought it. We're not really sure how the diseases got out at this point, but we have lost control of the information as it swept across the continent. Not really sure where it originated from, but word got out that it was a magical disease. And, well, people are the way that they are, I suppose. Yeah. Vision shifts and then he locks on you, Tess, but I'm so glad that you all are back. Perhaps we can start taking steps to fix this.
Yeah, Tess is glad we made it out alive too. The dog with his toy. But for now, what Tess really needs is a really good meal and a really good drink.
Valphalin steps toward Antarius and he grabs a squeaky toy. No, he very slowly unsheathes the greatsword from his back. He levels it into both hands and he sort of produces it to Antarius. Captain, I would like you to have this. What? This is sudden? Why? I feel that I should no longer carry it. and I would like you to have it. And that is all. He sort of shoves it into Antarius's hands and proceeds to walk back over to the bar and sit down. Antarius, confused, sort of shrugs and slings the weapon over his shoulder.
She looks at Tess looks at Val and says, "Is that like a dragon people thing? You pass on your weapons when you're done?"
No. No. I'll just say the weight of the weapon was starting to become too much, and I feel it is time that I should move on.
That makes sense.
Vale reappears from the trap door. All right. I've got your equipment all locked away. Behind lock and key. You won't have to worry about it until you're ready. And it'll be here waiting for you.
Much appreciated. That will help a lot.
She looks over at you in fear. Is there anything else I can do for you, Sugar?
Well, me and my friends here need food, drink, and somewhere warm to stay.
Consider it done. All our rooms are right beyond the door over there. And she points off to the west. There's a door in the northwest corner, just next to the barrels that you see laying there. Food and drink, on the other hand, I can take care of that too. What do you have?
Well, we just need something hot and hearty and very filling.
Speak for yourself.
Yeah.
House specials all around, coming right up. So she actually paces around the corner here and over to the kitchen herself. Now Phelan sort of raises an eyebrow and looks over at her. Are you the only one here? Oh, yes. Most others are infected. We can't have them at work when they're infected. Well, they'll infect the guests. So, it's just me now. Anyway, and she continues kind of working. How do you like my bar?
Well, it certainly is. Certainly is a change from when we last saw it, but definitely is welcome sight to sore eyes.
Tess thinks it's beautiful. Very cozy.
Thank you. I had it built, you see. I purchased the lot when I came here, and shortly after my enrollment at the Brewers College. You recall the huge building just down the way, where they were out teaching and doing all of that.
Brewers
What?
College.
She turns around and sets the first plate out onto the table before her and goes back to cooking. This is mine now. I own this bar. And I'm not going to let some disease just cause us to close our doors. And so I continue to toil. She turns around and sets the second plate down And so you went to hell then, and I overheard from below. What was that like?
Oh, it was so difficult.
Yeah, what can we say? Hell is hell. They have creatures who are certainly far and above anything we encountered on our travels.
She finally finishes up the last plate and comes back over to the bar and starts setting them down in front of the various stools. Valphalin pulls his hood from over his head, and Fael kind of looks over, her eyes widen. Oh, this is the first time I've seen you not hiding your face. Valphalin sort of huffs. I suppose that it is.
Tess reaches into her bag and pulls out her weaver's tools to get her little thimble out to fill it with food for Cyrene, and she kind of coaxes Cyrene out onto the countertop to eat.
And Cyrene kind of whispers, "Is it okay?"
Yes, friend, it's okay. You can come out, sit down, and have a meal.
She proceeds back over to the keg where she fills up several tankards and sets them out in front of you.
Thank you very much.
And Antarius walks over, sort of hobbles over and sits down at the, or takes a seat at the bar. Ian Fear, are you gonna eat?
Yep.
He's socially distancing.
Valphalin, or I'm sorry, not Valphalin. Antarius sort of concentrates for a minute. I can tell that you all aren't infected. Although I have to say it's rather difficult to concentrate in my current state. Perhaps I'll put up at the... He gestures vaguely toward the back. Bed. Also.
Tess reaches out and slaps Antarius on the back, like, a couple times. With her tankard in her other hand, she reaches out and just kind of hits him and says, "No worries, friend. Go get yourself some rest."
Roll a strength check.
Okay.
Oh God, what happened?
I think Tess is about to knock him out on accident.
You hit him in the back, and he sort of just was not expecting it, and a piece of spit kind of flies from his mouth and nearly hits Fael in the face. Fael, like, kind of gets this really disgusted look for a moment and then shakes her head. And Darius just kind of looks over at you. You hear him sigh.
Sorry, Tess does not know her own strength sometimes. She immediately starts chugging from her tankard.
And Darius kind of sips from the tankard. You've gotten strong.
After finishing chugging, she goes, Tess has been working really hard. And she kind of flexes a little bit.
Is That a new shield? He says to Antarius. Antarius sort of looks over his shoulder at the shield that he now has slung on his back. You're able to identify that this shield bears the crest of not Bunahver, of Bunahver, actually. It has the Bunahver crest on it. Yes. Yes, I'm under temporary assignment here. And Govan thought it was appropriate to appoint me as a knight. I guess can't have too many jobs, I suppose.
Apparently you can. You're almost falling asleep on the counter.
Yeah, this disease has taken its toll on everyone. You should see Govan. Oh. Govan toils night and day. I don't think I've seen him stop for one moment. I don't know how he does it. I've had to sleep. He hasn't. Not since you left. Not since we found out. He, once again kind of stares into his tankard, takes another swig, and continues eating.
Tess empties her tankard and requests a refill.
Sure thing, sugar. She goes over and refills your tankard and comes back and drops it back off at the bar.
Taking another big gulp, Tess kind of looks down at her tankard, kind of like looking into the contents, and says, "So, we find ourselves with this disease. We may need to help figure out what's going on." And then she looks up toward Rack and says, "But we also have Bearman, and we promised we would help him too. What's our plan here?"
You mentioned, Captain, you mentioned his tribe. Well, sure. Oh, I suppose you wouldn't know that. Excuse me. Right. His tribe, yes. When we first identified that there was a disease, or when we first responded to the disease, the first thing we did was to bring all the not infected, the uninfected, behind our walls. And quarantine. We thought it would help. It didn't. It wasn't only later that we found out that the disease was airborne. I honestly don't know how this information keeps getting out to the public, but panic ensued after that. I'm getting off subject. Rek, was it? Your
Aye.
name? Yes. I'm Antarius. Did I already say that?
Aye, we shook on it.
Oh, I don't remember. Your tribe was here. Your tribe was here. And they stayed for several nights here in this very inn. After a few days, and when we found out that it just wasn't as safe behind the walls, they all left. So they're out there somewhere, my friend. I wish I had more information for you. I believe they were headed north. Something about the protection of the snow and the tundra.
It makes sense.
Have you always traveled with such small a tribe?
Rec kind of ponders at this. What do you mean? Like, how many did you see?
Well, there were only 12.
Does that sound right?
No.
That sounds way small.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound right at all. Hmm.
I see. I'm sorry. You guys finish your food and your drink. I assume you guys want to put in for the night.
Yeah, Tess is definitely gonna cozy up into her sleeping bag as soon as she can. Probably drunk at this point from emptying her tankard multiple times.
Indeed. Roll a constitution check, as a matter of fact.
Go.
Also, anybody who's been drinking this whole time, please roll a constitution check. Wow, 19.
Is this save or straight up? Just check.
Either one. I'll let you roll either one.
$24.
Ooh. Ain't no lightweight there.
Yeah, Rek, you've just been dropping these things back like they're nothing. This is nothing like the home brews that your tribe used to craft.
Or the dwarven stuff. When I could get it from Dodd.
Indeed. Yeah, those brews were black as the night. Phelan looks a little leery, and Antarius, obviously, as well. He starts to sort of hobble off to the back here. Leaves the door hanging open. Val says, "Feel free to." There we go. Feel free to use any of the bedrooms that you find back there. There's also the bath as well, in case you fancy a bath. Make yourselves at home. We likely won't have any other patrons here.
Tess stands up and stretches and says, "Thank you, but Tess showered today." Tess is going to go ahead and head off to her room.
She sort of cocks her head to one side.
Yeah, Tess
As you
looks
walk
dirty as
off.
fuck still. Like, she hasn't actually, like, bathed or anything. Her hair is matted, probably has, like, twigs, and she's dirty from being in hell. But, like, according to her and Ian Fear, she showered, so that's what she understands.
She looks at Ian Fear and says, "What did she mean by showered?"
Oh, it rained earlier.
She looks back off toward the door as Tess walks through and sort of covers her mouth. Well, she actually, you can tell below her or beneath her mask that she sort of grimaces. Are you able to close that door? I'm just curious.
Close it? Let me see. Yes.
Oh, that's so cool.
So now Tess is tucked away in her room for the night. She'll likely bathe in the morning when she gets up.
Oh no, Ian Fear is gonna bathe because it's been a while since he's done his own bathing. So
Phelan looks at you, Red. What of you? What will you do? Yennefer, as you come out into the hallway, it's rather dark, but there's some light coming from some of the rooms to the west. There also seems to be some light coming from a hallway to the north. Let you kind of poke around. So yeah, Rec. Standing question.
I'm gonna eat and drink more if she's gonna keep pouring it out.
Oh, I agree. You can tell, like, just Valphalen's sort of, by his demeanor, that he's starting to feel the effects of the booze that keeps being placed in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
However, you also notice that he's barely touched his food.
It looks over. It's like, you better at least eat some of that, before she catches you. She might think it rude that you're not eating it. I wouldn't tell her it tastes bad to her face, but
That is fair. He starts to sort of, he starts to pick up his food and start eating. Just kind of wolving this stuff down. It's actually pretty good. Takes a big swig of the ale in front of him.
Cyrene's welcome to sleep in the same room with Tess, by the way. Just let you know. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Rec just raises his mug, taps it against Val's.
How do I know which one is Tess?
Oh, we'll have to poke around back there. There are several doors that are open on the left. There's one that seems to be shut.
I opened my door. You can come find me.
Poking around in the hallway back here.
In the dark. I was like, I don't know where I'm going.
Luckily, no one saw you.
Hey, but it was pretty cool to see all of the individual rooms light up. That's a pretty
thanks.
cool
I worked hard on it. I worked pretty hard on that. Will you go after your tribe?
Gonna have to. I don't know how long I've been gone, and with everything that's happened, could be worse off than I'm even fearing. But still, we need to get things settled here before I go marching off.
How many do you believe are lost?
If I don't want to speculate. I don't want to dwell on it right now. But if he's telling me the numbers that he is, it's either they didn't come with the rest of them or something horrible's happened.
Well, I hope for the best for you. You've been a good friend.
Y'all have been very, very stout companions. I'm glad we made it through that.
There's more to come, I feel.
Well, we'll get through that too. And he taps and drains another mug.
Valphalen does the same. That's all the time we've got for today. I hope to see you next time on New Dalancia, Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign. Remember, that's every Sunday from 5 to 7 p.m. here on the VG Punks Twitch channel. Also, join us for deep space transmissions on Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m. Central Time, also. Yeah, as always, this is Fiji Punks and Friends. We are signing off. Keep a song in your heart.